Hey guys!
Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, in honor of Pride Month and the beginning of June, we are celebrating Pride Month and we are going to be diving into our coming out stories. You know, coming out is such a major part of being in the LGBTQ plus community, and everyone kind of has their own way of doing it and experiencing it and their own kind of story. So that's what's so unique about everyone in our community and everyone's coming out experiences, and it's so awesome to always hear them because everyone's is so special and so unique in their own way.
I think just between you and me, our stories are like completely different.
Completely.
And it's crazy. I thought when I was younger, like everyone did it the way I did it, but
No.
And I think that's so special that we can share that, and hopefully this video can help or educate or
Do anything that it needs to do.
yeah. And just know that you are not alone and you have a community waiting for you whenever you're ready to come out.
You have us. Alright, so let's not waste any more time. Let's dive on into our coming out stories. If you guys have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel before we get started so that you have all the notifications for our future videos. Okay, do you want to go first or should I go first?
You should go first.
Okay. Okay, so coming out for me was a very whirlwind of emotions, really. It took me to highs, to lows, to in between, all around, tie me in knots, all kinds of things.
Tie you not.
So in high school, I really kind of started to develop who I was and my attractions towards people and things, and you start to develop kind of who you are as a person, and you go through puberty and all those things, and you kind of start to have these weird emotions and weird feelings, and that's when I first kind of realized that I think I might have an attraction to men in some standpoint. I was very interested in men around my high school and things like that, but I kind of thought of it more as like a friend level, and I really wanted to be friends with them, and I really wanted to, you know, get to know them on a friend level, but there was an attraction there as well. So then moving on into college, when I had a chance to kind of reinvent myself, I went to New York City to go to school, and, you know, I kind of thought that that would have been a perfect time to do it, but I actually scurried back into my hole, and I never did.
In New York?
Yeah, so It took me until my junior year of college, actually, when I decided that it was time, and I was actually really happy at that time to do it on terms that I wanted. It's very, very important and very healthy to do it when you feel the need is right. Like, it is no one's business but yours. So whether someone's telling you, oh, you should just come out, you need to come out, all that kind of stuff, it does not matter. It's none of their business. It's your business, and if you want to come out now or later or even never, you know, it's your business.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's really important that people follow the path that they want to follow, and timing and doing it when they're ready. Anyway, so my first encounter was when I met this guy working the front desk of a fitness club in New York, and he had no relation to anyone I knew in New York City or in life in general. So, you know, something gave me comfort in that, like knowing that I could kind of play around and no one else would know because he didn't know anybody that I knew. So
I love that too.
yeah, and so I was able to kind of approach it in a more comfortable standpoint, and so he actually invited me out on a date, and I went over to his apartment, and we went on a date and all this, and then I kind of really noticed that I was attracted to him, and I, you know, at that point I knew I was gay. Like, I sometimes went through convincing myself I wasn't, but I knew that I was.
Were you so nervous? That was like
I was so nervous.
I
was
believe
like
that.
dripping in sweat.
And you've never even messed with a guy before that?
No,
or?
not at all.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know what let me have the confidence to just go
Good for you.
and do it. And so we went back to his apartment, and I was like, you know what? I'm never going to know if I don't just try it. And so dove in and
oh my god,
just went full force and tried it. And I could tell that I trusted him at that point. You want to make sure that you're ever experimenting with someone that you feel like you can trust. And I'm really happy I did. And I actually ended up dating him for a pretty long time after. Probably 9 months to a year, maybe. I honestly don't remember, which is bad. But I started to date him, and at that point, he was the only one that knew in my entire life. And I would talk to him about it, and I'd be like, I don't know how to come out to my parents, how to come out to my friends. And I'm like, I'm scared. And he's like, they'll be fine, but do it when you're ready. And he was telling me all these things about people aren't just gonna leave you, you know, if people really care about you, they're gonna be there for you. And I am really, really fortunate that I had him to kind of be that backbone for me and reassure me that everything was good, everything was gonna be okay and all that. And so the more I started to hang out with him, the more other people in my life started to puzzle things together. I wouldn't go out with them, I wouldn't be doing things at random times, and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm like, you know, I'm at home, like, washing my cat or something. And I would have these bogus excuses because I just didn't know how to tell them yet. And so people started to puzzle things together, and I knew that it was only gonna be a certain amount of time before, you know, I had to address this. So I ended up telling this girl that no one else knew, and I was like, I'm gay. And she was like, yeah, I know, like, what?
Was she just your friend?
Yeah, she worked with me.
Got it, okay.
And I was like, I'm gay, and she's like, yeah, I know. What are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I thought you didn't know. And she was like, no, I mean, you know, I just let people tell me on their terms, you know, I'm not gonna tell someone what they are.
So great.
And I was like, you're the first person I've ever told. And she's like, wow, I feel honored.
Was that the same place you met the guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And then she first kind of told me, she was like, I mean, you know, it's New York, so like no one's really gonna care. But, you know, just telling her gave me that confidence to then sit down and tell my friends. And of course, all of them were very understanding, and they were very happy for me. And a lot of them knew or had an idea, but you know.
Was anyone shocked?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, I feel like some people were shocked that I finally told them, but
that's sweet though.
They were really happy for me. And so then it came down to the point when I had to sit down and tell my mom. And you know, I was home on, I think, a Christmas break from college, and we were in the car, and she was asking me how things were going. And I remember sitting there and being like, well, Mom, you know, things are changing and things are different and all that. And she's like, oh, really? How so? And it took me like 5 minutes to like literally just sit there and get the courage. And before,
while the car is moving, you guys are driving?
We are driving. Oh. And before I even really got to fully say it, my mom just like grabbed my leg. This is not your leg, but like your leg. And she was like, it's okay, I know. And I was like,
my gosh.
Which almost made me get more stage fright. Like, I almost wanted to retract and be like, no, what are you talking about? That's not. And she was like, I know you're gay. And I was like shook. And
why did it shock you so much?
I don't know, because you think of like your parents and you're just like, you never know like how it's gonna go.
So many different reactions.
Yeah. You know, you never know how it's gonna go. But yeah. I was so relieved. Like, the amount of stress that was off of my shoulders at that moment was unreal. And I just felt so much more closer to my mom. I felt like I could really express who I was. And you know, after that, it really just started to whirlwind effect of telling people. Like, I started to become proud of who I was, and you know, I really was happy to be me, and I was happy to tell someone that I was gay, and I was proud to say it. And it's such an exhilarating feeling to be able to sit there and say that you are gay to someone and just completely mean it and completely be proud of it, and just know that you don't care what they have to say, and you are you, and it's not going to change, so it doesn't even matter how they think.
Oh my god.
I know.
It's empowering, right?
It's super empowering, and it's a pretty crazy feeling. There is one thing that really hurt me coming out, and it was the fact that I never actually got to sit down and tell my father that I was gay. I figured that my mom probably said it, but I never actually had that moment where I would get to like sit down and be like, Dad, I am gay. And he's now passed away. He passed away this past December. And you know, for all of you guys out there, if you are coming out, or if you know, haven't told someone that's really close to you because of what you think they might think, let me tell you that it's a lot harder knowing that you don't ever get to tell them. And like, I would do anything in the world to go back and be able to just express to him in fully confidence who I was to his face. Whether my family told him or not, I really wish that I could go back and do that. So if that's something that, you know, you guys are dealing with, if you have the option, I would definitely say take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, coming out has been a really amazing experience. It really has let me become the person that I truly am, and really has empowered me to just continue to figure out more and more about myself and learn more about myself and be more proud of myself and just be my full authentic self. And you know, I think that it's really let me thrive in life and really allowed me to completely open up and be transparent to the world and, you know, help others with the situations that they go through. Whether it's good or bad or happy or sad, it's who you are, and you have to be proud of yourself.
You know, and I think that energy has rubbed off on me from you, and like you sharing and being empowered about who you are has really affected my life as well. And I love that.
I love you.
I love you more. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Okay, so do you want to tell them your coming out story?
Oh my god, am I ready to share? Am I ready? I'm actually kind of nervous. It's weird. I almost like cried at the end of your story. So I grew up in rural Virginia, and at the time there wasn't a lot of like gay influences around the city. So I really had nothing to base myself off of. And I think what helped me learn who I was joining the art program at school, because it allowed me to open up and exercise self-expression and really not be afraid of letting my hair down and being free and open and extravagant.
Which we know you love.
Still hold that to this day. Oh my god. So I think the first time that I found myself attracted to men was more as a kid. I saw these boys around me that I thought had great style, and I liked their vibe and their hair, and
I've been there.
So I naturally started dressing like them. I got my mom to dye my tips blonde like those boys.
Oh my god.
I know, right? And then it eventually led to me wanting to hug and kiss them and date them.
What age were you?
I was 15, mind you.
Were you kissing boys in the hallway?
No, I never did. I just had that urge to, which is great. So that's when I really realized that I was gay. Self-acceptance of that was the most powerful thing for me, because before I was kind of like going in between, and then when I reached that conclusion that I was gay, a huge weight was lifted off. It was crazy. And funny enough, my sister came out like 3 years before that happened. And so she gave me kind of the confidence to accept that I was gay.
How did your parents take your sister coming out?
First, they were shook.
Yeah.
Because she was the first gay in our family to come out.
They're like, what?
But they are so loving and beautiful, caring people that it took them like, wait, what? And then my parents were open and accepting and loving. So seeing that, I felt comfortable in my skin to be free and accept myself.
Did your sister ask you if you were gay?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So since my sister is gay, she knew I was gay. She knew I was gay before I knew I was gay.
gaydar.
Yeah, she had the gaydar. And she sat me down one time and she was like, she gave me the look. She was like, are you gay?
She's like, hey, you gay?
And I accepted it in my mind at that point, but I never physically said it out loud. So honestly, it choked me up so bad. I was like, are we not really talking about this right now? I was just like, yeah. And she was like, you're fine. You're good.
I know,
and then
the first time you say it is crazy.
Yeah, it really is. It's like hard to talk about any coming out situation. That's why I was a little nervous earlier. But like when you finally do, your true colors can come out and you feel amazing.
Amazing.
So after I came out to my sister, she was really cool about it and supporting. then I was like, oh, if I'm gonna come out to her, then I need to come out to the whole world. So I started with my parents. And I remember my mom and I were sitting in our backyard, and we always like talk and joke. We're very like open and free. And I hate lying. And I was so open with my sister that I just like, it kind of like barfed out of me. And it was unrelated to anything we were talking about. I was just like, Mom, I'm gay. I'm gay. And then it was kind of funny. But like, I think because I didn't ease her into it, kind of like you did with your mom, my mom was like crash zoom in the face.
You weren't scared of like, oh my gosh, I'm telling my parents both of their kids are gay, not just one.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. I mean, I was nervous. Like, she was talking to me about something else and I wasn't even listening because I was thinking about, I need to tell her. And then I just blasted out of my mouth. And then, so it shook her. I'm not gonna lie. She was like, wait, what? I think it was her realizing that she had 2 gay children.
It must run in the blood.
Yeah, and I'm not, like, nothing's wrong with being gay or having 2 gay children, but I think it is a lot for any one parent to take at one. Just to realize, like, oh, how they thought their kids would be is not the narrative that's actually going to happen. And I think that really was a big pill to swallow. Yeah. And after they swallowed it and digested it, they were fine.
Yeah, I guess it's hard. Like, back then, you know, parents really kind of just thought their kids would be straight. Like, and it's so weird to think about that now because, like, you literally don't know. How are you ever gonna know? And, like, you know, it's not a choice. It's really, like, who you are, and you can't control it. So
I know I couldn't. But, like, the crazy thing after, I ended up telling my dad. But more so because my mom dragged me by my hair inside, and she was like, tell your father! And I'm like, ah! So she dragged me inside. She was like, tell him. And I was like, Dad,
hi, boys.
I'm different. It was actually a little harder to tell him because, I don't know, just like...
I feel like it is a little harder to tell your dad for some reason. I don't know why.
It doesn't make any sense because they're both equally as loving. They're both equally supportive.
I don't know if any other gay man watching this can relate to that, but if so, let us know.
It was just hard. So I eventually told him. He took it in. He was quiet and he was just like, I'll be right back. I think he needed to take a moment for himself to collect his thoughts, which I appreciate. I love when people, like, if they're shook by something, they're like, 1 second, give me a moment to digest this, and then we'll reconnect. So when he came back, he just, like, drove away for a minute. I think he went to a coffee shop just to, like, have a latte. But he came back, and we had dinner that night. We had a little awkward silences when we're cutting our little chicken at dinner, but, you know, every day after that, the quality of life just got drastically better. They accepted it. They were like, oh, he's the same silly kid that likes putting paint on his face and taking photos. And like nothing ever changed. So it was really, really nice that my parents took it well. Mm-hmm. So after all that, I decided to tell one of my best friends at the time. And we were sophomores in high school or freshmen, I don't remember. But I told her after school one day, and she was like, cool, you're good, you're great. And I was like, yes. But little did I know when I walked into the lunchroom the next day and everyone was staring at me really bizarrely. Like, I looked like, you know, it was crazy. I walked in and people were like, they all turned around and looked at me. I'm like, what's wrong? Do I got something on my face? And then a guy came up to me and he was like, yo, are you gay? And I was like, and then another person came, and then another person came, and I'm making light of this, but it was honestly mortifying.
It sounds traumatizing.
Traumatizing when a whole room knows something about you and they don't know how to take it. So basically, the girl that I told everybody in school and really made me out to everybody.
Wasn't she a...
Yeah, she sucked. She really did. I wasn't ready. I wanted to tell people on my own terms without them spreading it in a chat room or who knows how everyone found out about it. So now that everybody knew, I had full confidence to be my whole self without hiding anymore. I could be who I was and not care what anybody else thought or questioned because they already knew.
Yeah, and it, in a way, you just start to not even care. You're just like, you know what, like, I'm so happy with myself now that, like, I couldn't even care if you're happy with me.
Yeah, even though a lot of people reacted, like, not as great as I thought they would have, the pure fact that everyone knew that weight was lifted off of me, that I found more peace within myself. And so I was honestly happier, even though there could have been like some bullying. I loved that I was out, I was proud, I was me. And I know that's not typical for everybody, but that was my situation.
Yeah.
And it really helped me get to where I am with self-expression, owning creativity, owning myself, owning my relationships. And that's my coming out story. So I was 15 and I've been out ever since.
I feel like
Yeah.
our time of our generation was interesting because I feel like we were coming out of a generation where at that time being gay was definitely
Taboo.
a taboo subject, where in the beginning of ours kind of was, or people kind of like would be bullied and things like that, where as now I'm sure there is still plenty of bullying that should not be happening. But like something I realized is a lot of people who used to bully people for being gay or anything like that now
They don't.
are very, very accepting of people being gay. And I mean, that probably comes with growing up and things like that. But
You know, at that time, since there wasn't social media and knowledge wasn't so readily available for everybody, people didn't know and they weren't educated on gay issues, gay topics. So
Yeah.
it allowed people to be like, wait, maybe saying that's so gay to that kid in high school wasn't right, you know? So
yeah, people are definitely on a new wavelength of knowing that it's not okay to discriminate or stereotype like anyone in the LGBTQ community. And you know, it's not everyone, unfortunately. You know,
Yeah.
some people still do it and it needs to stop. But
I think it's better now. Even my day-to-day, I don't hear certain things anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I never hear anyone say, that's so gay, or like, you know what I mean?
yeah, or even like revisiting people from high school that I haven't seen in years and telling them I'm gay or they already know and all that. They're happy for me, they're encouraging, and you know, it's nice to know that we are progressing. And so if, you know, anyone that is watching this is in the closet or watching this about getting confidence to come out and things like that, there are people everywhere that are there for you and are there to help you and make you feel welcome and belonged and loved. Even if when you do come out, there is some hatred, just know that there is so much more love than whatever any hatred some stupid person has to give you.
Yeah, totally. If you guys are scared to come out or you need someone to tell, you can always DM us and be like, I'm gay and no one knows. Listen to me.
Alright guys, so that was our coming out stories. I hope that you guys really loved them. I really have never like fully shared in detail mine. So
I never even heard some of the things.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm excited that I got to share it with you guys first. I hope that anyone who's watching this found some kind of knowledge or
Inspiration.
just know that you are not alone, and reach out to someone that you can trust, reach out to someone that might be able to, you know, help you, or someone that you know will support you. And
If you guys have no one to talk to, you can always talk to us.
of course. So I hope you guys loved this video. If you did, please give it a little thumbs up and subscribe to the channel below. We will be making videos every single week, and we're gonna make a video every week this June about Pride. So make sure that
Rainbow.
you stay tuned for all those. And let us know if you guys have any cool coming out stories in the comments below. I would love to read about them, and I would love to talk with you about them and hear your guys' stories, because everyone's is so unique, it's so special. Alright, so thanks so much again for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.